in the same manner like subzonal. You have to indicate what is the section and who will be controlling. In subdivision, we have concentrated all the control with senior DPO only. So senior DPO, irrespective whether they are engineering cadre, since senior DPO is the cadre controlling, he'll be doing all this. Obviously, that concerned APO can do, but it rests with the senior DPO office. So this is regarding cadre controlling level, and this will be decided only by headquarter, right? Then we go to cadre ID. Once cadre controlling level for every cadre code has been defined, for every department has been defined by headquarter, those cadre code will be available for the concerned units to create their respective cadre ID. So it is required that every unit creates their own cadre ID for all the cadres that are operative in their unit. In the list, we are showing an exhaustive list of cadre code. It might be possible some cadres are operating in your unit, some are not. So you select the cadre code that is being operated in your unit and you create your concerned cadre ID. Once you create your cadre ID, we'll get all this information that has been listed on the screen. From the cadre ID system, will be able to decipher the organization, the zone, the primary unit, whether it is division, workshop, its subunit, its cadre code, which department it belongs to, what are the designation, what are the hierarchy levels that are in that cadre ID. So it is very important that all individual units have to create the cadre IDs for the cadre code that are. Just a second. अमित सर से करा right. So these are the fields that will be captured once you create your cadre ID, and these are the information that we'll be utilizing in the module at the time of creation of your seniority as well as. Whose mic? Just mute your. After the creation of your cadre ID, next comes the distribution of posts, that is creation of book of sanction. One thing that has been included in the system is that at the time of creation of book of sanction, it is mandatory that pinpointing of posts have to be done. Right. So at the time of pinpointing of posts, you have to indicate what are the units, what are the subunits, what are the stations, wherever the post is being operated. Unless until for a cadre ID, unless until you declare and define the pinpointing, its BUS code will not be generated and it will be shown pending at the unit level. So whomsoever pinpointing is pending for whichever department or cadre, that has to be completed at the time of creation of BUS. So once these will be the mandatory attributes for at the time of creation of BOS, you will have to select the department and then you'll have to select the cadre ID. For example, if you have created, okay, the cadre ID will be consisting of all the grades, all the hierarchies in that particular cadre. For example, if you create a cadre ID of artisans or technicians, it will consist of Tech 3, Tech 2, Tech 1 and Senior Tech, all the grades. So once you'll be opening the panel for pinpointing, you'll select the cadre ID. So it will display all the 4 rows along with the option to indicate the organization unit as well as breakup of posts, whether it is permanently, temporary, work chart or supernumerary, so that you'll be pinpointing number of posts for that grade of that cadre to that unit. So this system will be taking all the input. Once you confirmed it, then every row, every pinpointed row of cadre ID will be assigned a BUS code for that, and for individual posts. This concept has been now introduced in non-guested posts also, along with guested, that whichever post that you enter, the number of posts, individual posts will be assigned one post code, and at the back end, one postmaster will be generated, which will be having all this information that you will be feeding. What is the cadre, what is the department, what is the post, nature of post, permanent, temporary, where it is operating. So we'll be getting all this information as you will be creating. One thing is that at the time of creation of postmaster, if you are entering that certain posts are temporary or work charged or supernumerary, for those posts, later we'll be sharing one interface wherein you will be required to enter its certain details. For example, if it is temporary, then since how long it has been in operation, and what is the expiry of the current extension period. Same goes for work charge. What is the project head? What is the allocation head, and all so on and so forth. That interface. So once we'll be sharing once you complete your entry data. So parallelly, I'll advise you start collecting that data also, because going forward, whatever the operations regarding manpower planning, whether it is creation of post, transfer of post, redistribution of post, as well as surrender of post, that has to mandatorily be taken care through HRMS only. Those processes have already been developed and are under testing. Once you will be finalizing your BOS, we'll be handing out those also. So it is a prerequisite of the system that we capture all these details of the post. So parallelly, I'll advise those details can also be start collecting. Now, for uploading of BOS, we have given two alternative mechanisms to the units. First is you summarize your BOS, you insert the cadre ID, nature of post, I mean breakup of post, whether how many temporary, how many permanent, and how many supernumerary for individual cadre IDs, and you give us in Excel. We'll upload it, but that will be without pinpointed. So once that data is uploaded, you will be automatically directed to pinpointing interface, wherein you will be advised to indicate the pinpointing and stations where these posts are being operated. Second is you will be given an interface where cadre by cadre and grade by grade you can enter these details yourself, and once it is done, then you can submit. So whichever way it is convenient to you, you can do. Southeastern Railway, in the morning also it was told in the PCPO conference that Southeastern Railway has already completed most of their BOS generation. They, with their experience, they found that second option, that is post by post creation and pinpointing, was they were very comfortable with it rather than giving you bulk data and uploading. But we'll give you the access of both. You can try both, whichever way you are comfortable. That we'll share the Excel format also in which we need the data, but that again will be without pinpointing. Pinpointing mandatorily has to be done through interface only. It is just uploading, right? Then we come to seniority list. Once cadre, so the as of now cadre ID has been generated. We have done pinpointing, and now is the seniority list. Pinpointing of posts as well as generation of seniority list, they are parallel processes. You need not wait for completion of pinpointing of post. If you have generated your cadre ID, you can directly go and update your seniority list. At the time of seniority list for creation, we have given two options. First is either you can go to the interface, create seniority list, pick and choose employees and finalize it. Or secondly, I have already shared the Excel format with the Deputy CPO Coordination Sir. He'll be circulating it with you. If you want to give the seniority list in Excel sheet, just enter the cadre ID, HRMS ID, and seniority position. These 4-5 things that we'll be asking. You give us the list, we'll upload, and then you can confirm whether it is correct or not. So that is the first part regarding seniority creation. Second will be updation of seniority list. As of now, we have kept the updation of seniority list as a manual process. So you will be shown the same interface of creation. There you will be required to select the edit option, and once you select, you can either add, delete, or reorder the seniority list. Going forward, we'll link it with other modules like transfer module, NR, and promotion and all. Most of these seniority lists will be again automatically updated, but still we'll be giving the option of manual intervention in case some court orders or some representation have to be sorted out, and some provisioning, some seniority list has to be updated. So manual option will always be there, but we'll try to link and automate most of the part. In the seniority list generation, as of now, we have not taken care of representation in the system. It is again under development, and soon it will be developed, tested, and will be given. As of now, once you'll be publishing your seniority, any representation has to be sorted out manually, replied manually, and in case any change has to be done, that can be done in the system through this manual intervention, and seniority list may be finalized. Then again, an option of publishing of seniority list has been given, wherein a standard format that is under development. Once you select the publish, a PDF, as we are seeing in settlement module, a PDF signed, digitally signed PDF will be generated with signature on every page, and that will be visible to all. So we'll be also giving provision for seeing historically published seniority list for last 4-5 years. That can also be seen and downloaded. So this is related to seniority list. And these are the manpower planning that I told. These are the variations for surrender, redistribution, creation, transfer of posts, review, and extension of validity in case of temporary as well as work charge post. These are under development and testing. Soon they will also be rolled out once your BOS has been finalized. Then comes the ORG unit. See, cadre module is independent. ORG unit module is independent. However, at the time of pinpointing of your cadres and posts, you will be needing for creation of organization units. So now, see, as on date, in HRMS, we are not having the exact railway hierarchical structure that is existing on field. For example, we know that there is a zonal headquarter which has been divided into various departments. For every department, for example, there is a school which is reporting to PCP office, there is a hospital which is reporting to PCMD, there is a GSD which is reporting to PCMM, then there are divisions which is reporting to GM. In divisions there may be maintenance units, training institute, sheds, health units, railway stations. So now through this module, we are planning to create all those structures that are existing on field, so that an entire organogram of the organization can be created and post can be tied to those units. For every nature of organization, zone, division, workshop, and construction, they will be shown separate and different options depending upon what all are existing in their units. There might be some confusion. I'll try to explain maximum variations that can be handled. Still, if you feel that certain units have not been added as the option to be created, you just let us know. We'll see their feasibility, whether they actually have to be included as a separate category or can be adjusted into existing one. Okay. So this was the basic, just two more modules that will be soon given for operational purpose to all the units. First is onboarding of new joinees, and second is leave module. Onboarding of new joinees, as on date, whatever whenever new people are joining, first I assume last when I was in division, I used to see that first their details in iPass were being created, then their HRMS onboarding was being done. So now it was at the highest level, chaired by CRB sir, that meeting has been taken. It has been decided that first onboarding will be done through HRMS. At the time the candidates will be joining, you will be creating their accounts in HRMS, and once all the details have been captured, then it will push to iPass, and then their iPass IDs and all will be generated. Going forward, another thing that is being done is that now HRMS ID is being made as a common login ID for all the CRIS applications, whether it is HMIS, iPass, HRMS. So rather having multiple login IDs, going forward, HRMS ID will be the single entry. That the work is going on, and soon that also will be rolled out. So all the more HRMS will be gaining importance. So this fresh onboarding module that we are developing, we are trying to capture maximum details as of now which are required. We'll be opening that interface in the January first week, I think, because it is told that some new joinings are being planned in January. So those fresh all joinings will be done through HRMS, and then it is again leave module. It is also near completion. We are just developing some of the parts and testing. Most probably in January that also will be given. One of the thing that every unit has to do for that is getting all the leave balances as on 1123 ready, vetted by accounts, because opening balance you might be required to enter for module to start operating. So that is one parallel task that will be required to do. Just an insider information you might be required to do. So this was about the PPT, that just the basic structure, how to go about. I'll now try to show you the live demo of the system. First, we'll see this ORG structure. Acha, secondly, whatever demo I'm showing you is through our development site, test site. The data might be outdated, and you might be seeing some options which in live system you won't be seeing, because this is all testing. Whenever we are developing a system, we are porting data here, we are testing. Only if we are satisfied, then we are shifting to production or live site. So don't get confused if some data is old. This is just for demo purposes. Once you are testing your own system in live, if you are facing any issue, then you can get back to us. For organization, detailed manuals and one of the handout regarding how to go about has been prepared. I shared with Sudhir sir, that will be circulated in your group. Those again are still under improvement, as we are getting feedback from the units that where they are getting stuck. We are adding more and more details in each and every subtopic where we feel that they need more explanation. So you go through those modules. If you are getting stuck, if you want some improvement to be incorporated, that also will be taken care of. If you have not received manuals, again after this PPT, I'll again share with Sudhir sir. In the evening, he might put it up in your box. For organization creation, it is a two-level process. It has to be created by approving authority. Approving authority is not below a junior scale officer in divisions and in headquarters. So I'll request ki this has to be done only through officers. It's a two-step process. Junior scale officer or senior scale officer will be creating these units, and unit admin, that is senior DPO or deputy CPO or CPO level officer, will be approving those units. Currently, I'll try to log in through zonal account. I'll just show you the options that zonal people can create. So this is the link, organization hierarchy. Once you create ORG unit, you can go directly through that, or you'll be getting this link through manage ORG. This is basically a report format that we have created. I'll show you it later. Once you go into create ORG unit. Okay. So primary classifications that I already explained it to you. First is zonal railway, workshop, division, as well as construction. Depending upon the user who belongs to that unit, this will be frozen, and all the options will be displayed as per the logged in user. So if you are belonging to a zonal railway, these are the options that will be displayed to you. It can be central hospital, headquarter office, printing press, central school, stocking depot, zonal field unit, maintenance unit, and ZRTL. Tertiary classification is the type of secondary classification which is applicable only in few cases. I'll explain here. For example, if it is a zonal maintenance unit, so it will be asked whether it is a track maintenance shop or it's a bridge line unit, right? In other, where it is not applicable, this tertiary will be frozen and you will not be allowed to enter anything. So if, for example, South Central Railway wants to create its department. I think PCP of the, whatever you have to create. First is you have to enter the station. By default, it will show all the stations, irrespective of whether they are in your zone or not. But if you want to select a station that is not in your jurisdiction, it will prompt a warning message, but it will still allow you to continue, right? So you select the station, you select the department that you want to create, right? I think it is already created. We'll just see which are not created, then we'll see. I think we have created everything. Okay, accounts is not created, right? So if you want to create your PHOD's office, select those options. So now here we have given certain flexibility in terms of reporting structure. There are certain structures which report directly to GM, and then there are certain structures which report to GM through their PHODs. Same goes in division. Either they report directly to DRM or they report directly through a branch officer. So by default, in case of branch officer as well as PHOD, it will show only this, right? But in case you are selecting some other, for example, if I take central hospital, right? In that, it will show whether you want to report directly to GM or whether you want to report to your this HOD. So, for example, if GM has created certain special cell which he wants to report directly to him, or DRM has created a certain special cell which he wants directly to report to him, you can all select directly report to GM. So, once you start, for example, you have created this. Now, you have already, for example, you have created a central hospital. Now you want to create a field unit. Then the option will be given whether you want to report directly to GM or PCMD or central hospital. So it's kind of a tree-like structure wherein you can add on, keep on adding on the nodes depending upon where it reports, right? Let's see whether there's something. We have not created any level. So we'll create a central hospital, then I'll show you. Department will be picked automatically based on the kind of secondary classification you have selected. If since we have selected central hospital, it will be showing only for medical. You select it's medical. Here we have to enter ORG in charge. In the morning, we were reviewing the data that some of the units, especially Vijayawada division, has created. Here they have entered, they have created civil engineering field units and have entered the name of APO as ORG in charge. Well, the purpose of creating ORG structure is not for cadre. It will be used for many more purposes in future and for other modules. So here, organization in charge, you have to indicate that particular officer that is heading that ORG unit. For example, if this is a central hospital and you are having a CMS or CMD over there, then you have to select his name only. Yeah. So if there is the CMS is heading that hospital, then his name has to be there, not the personal officer who's managing the cadre. If you are creating a railway station, you have to indicate the name of station master who's heading that station and not the APO traffic's name. I hope that is clear because that is very critical. We are very well aware you might not be having most of the information. For example, who's the SS in charge of these stations? If you are creating a field unit, ADST line, who's the ADST? So this you have to contact with your counterparts in their respective departments, TI headquarters, CLI headquarters, who's the in charge of, because we have in the division, we have given options of creation of railway station, crew lobbies, field units, wherein supervisors might be the in charges. So there you have to take the help of your counterparts and enter the information accordingly. Personal branch in charge will be only in case of senior DPO office or you are creating a field unit of personnel. It Organization structure as on date for cadre module is only required for pinpointing, right? So kindly don't get confused that here cadre controlling personal officer's name has to be entered. It is not. It is the name of the officer who is actually heading that unit. I hope that is clear. And then you have to enter the bill units that are being operated for this central hospital Sikandrabad. These are not mandatory. If you want to add the bill units, you add. There are multiple bill units that can be added. You keep on selecting and it will get added, right? So this has been created and it has been sent for verification for all the units that have been created. This is the common report. This is open pan India basis. You can just select whichever zone you want to see. We have the option. You select whatever units have been created, and you'll get the detailed report, right? So these are all test data that we created. Right. I hope it is clear. I'll now log in and show it. Show the options. Acha, I'll just show you that from the unit admin login that you have to go and verify it. So unit admin will be given the option of verify ORG units, right? So this is the unit that we created and we sent. These are the details that will be shown to unit admin. Here he has the option of either accepting or returning. You can return and once you enter the remarks and return it with the same remarks, it will be shown to uh, approving authority. Then whatever changes that are advised to be made can be made, and unit will be again sent for approval. One thing that has, I think, one of the fields could not get hold of, and I just wanted to clear the this confusion is kindly focus on this status drop down. By default, it is showing all the active units. That active are the units that we sent for approval and after approval have been created in the system. So by default, we are showing only those units which have been approved and have been created by the system. If any unit has been returned by unit admin with certain remarks, then to see them you have to select the return and then see. Then they will be shown over here with the action of edit. You click on that and then you can edit whatever details you want to edit. Editing of details as of now is given only in case the unit has not been accepted and has been returned with certain remarks. In case a unit has already been accepted, currently we have not given edit option. It is under development and we'll give maybe in a day or two. But again, in that we will not give an option to edit all the functionalities. If you want to change, then you have to discontinue. We'll allow you to change very few things, like in case a transfer has been made, then org unit in charge. If you want to change bill unit, you want to change your reporting structure, that you want to change. Otherwise everything will be frozen. If you want to create other unit, you create and discard this, but you cannot edit the basic details of the unit, right? So just have a look for the options that you'll be having for division. So these are the options that will be visible for divisional units. You can either create crew lobby, your divisional BO office, for example, if you want to create senior DP office, senior D maintenance office, and so on and so forth. You just have to select the BO, you enter the station, and then you select the department. In case of electrical and mechanical for division, we have also given these sub departments. You want to create senior DTRSO, senior D maintenance, senior D general. Same goes for mechanical, CNW, diesel, power. If you are having any sub department which is not there, you let us know. We'll try to make it a standardized one, right? In secondary, we also have the option of divisional field unit. For example, if you want to create an ADN section, ADN. So for that, you have to just select this field unit. In case of field unit, we are taking a text box entry. You select civil engineering. You enter field unit name, ADN Kazipet, right? You report. अच्छा यहाँ पर in reporting structure, unless until you have to proceed hierarchically. First, invariably, you have to create your BO office. Unless until you create your divisional BOs and accept them, they won't start reflecting here in this drop down. So first you create your civil engineering department headed by senior DN coordination, accept it. Once you accept it, it will start reflecting over here. Then ADN ka reporting you can submit to senior DN coordination. You can mention the name of ADN who's heading. Might not be visible. You select who is the ADN concerned, and then bill it, and you create these things. So if you want to create an RPF outpost, you select the security, and then you select the reporting to senior DSC. In organization in charge, you start entering the supervisors, inspector, sub-inspector who's heading that outpost, and so on and so forth. Right. One of the major tasks that you will be required to create is creating of railway station, because you every division might be having multiple number of stations ranging in double to triple digits. So for all the station you have to create, you enter where they are based, you enter. Station by default department will be operating. It reports to senior DOM. You station superintendent, who station master, you select who is there, you enter. This is a dynamically search bar that we have given. You can search either through name or department or designation or HRMS ID. You enter that and you will be shown that. You select and it will be mapped, so on and so forth. So these are the options that will be shown to divisions: hospital, school, stocking report, training, maintenance unit, right? I'll show you the options of workshop. In case of workshop, that one additional requirement that WPOs will be required to do is, for at the time of first time login, ORG primary classification will be frozen as workshop, but type, station, and unit controlling department will be empty. So they have to mandatorily select the workshop type. Multiple options have been given: carriage repair workshop, wagon workshop, carriage and wagon, loco. So multiple options we have given, bridge line, whatever it is. Based on the type of your workshop, you just select the workshop type, this attribute to select. Unit controlling department will be automatically set. And then you enter your station code. This is a one-time activity at the time of first time login. First time you set and save it, it will be frozen for all the for subsequent time. It will be non-editable and we'll get the data. As on date, we are not having any data which workshop is of which type. That is why we have advised the WPOs to do the entry for the first time login. Right. Once you have done that, these are the options that will be shown to workshop. They can create either a canteen, they can create a department, they can create shops, trimming shop, welding shop, corrosion, whatever they want to create, stocking depot for stores, as well as BTCs. These are the classification we thought will be required to capture, and will be catering to most of the requirement as well as actual practice that are going in the workshops. You select that, you select the department. I think automatically will be set only in case of canteen we have left. Other as a department also, because there might be DE's office, senior DN's office in the workshop. So you select the department. Personal department and account department can be made through by this option. You select the department, you select in all the org units that you will be creating short code. This is the short code that is automatically created by some of the backend codes that we have inserted, and these are non-editable. We'll be using these codes for our reporting purposes and other system use. However, for your convenience, if you want to change your descriptive name, which will be shown along with the shortcode, you can always do. If you want to rename, you rename as per your convenience. We'll be focusing on shortcode for our reporting. You can focus on descriptive name as per your convenience. In all the workshops, we have given only one reporting, that is reporting to CWM. You select WPO as organization in charge because it's a personal department. You add your bill units, you submit, right? So this is how we'll be creating the organization structure. Same goes with construction. I'm not having the construction ka test ID. We'll be advising. In construction, we have shown the creation of construction headquarters that we have created for us by Chris. They will be allowed to create field units. So if there's a construction Guntakal of electrical deputy CW office, you just create from the drop down, you select field unit, you select the department station, and you enter the text box deputy CE office Guntakal, and those field units will be created. So construction can create only the field units. I hope organization structure is clear to everyone. Any issue, any doubts, you can always ask. I hope there has to be some doubts because this session was scheduled specifically because many people had given this feedback that people were struggling. Once we are clear with the ORG structure, then we'll move to cadre ID and cadre controlling level. Can we go ahead? I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
चलेंगे. ORG unit is clear.
Okay, sir.
चलो ठीक.
Sir,
हाँ.
WPO Rajpado. Actually, sir, reporting to I entered all WPO for all departments.
You have already entered as WPO.
Yes, sir. How to change it now?
Okay, we'll correct that to CWM. Okay, you whatever changes that you have inadvertently done now, whatever mistakes, you kindly note down all the units, and we'll discuss and we'll try to correct it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, I'll be telling you what is the correct procedure. Whatever mistakes that has already been committed, just note it down, and we'll sit together and we'll change it.
Okay.
सर
हाँ मैडम.
सर हमारा ये जो एसएनटी का है उसमें अलग अलग दिखा रहा है सर. सिग्नल अलग एंड टेलीकम्युनिकेशन अलग है. वी नीड इट्स कंबाइंड टुगेदर
इन ड्रॉप डाउन ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट्स.
यस सर.
ठीक है. we'll
इट शुड बी वर्कशॉप सर.
SNT workshop, no?
SNT workshop
sir.
As a primary that we have created. I'll check. The new workshop that we created yesterday, that you are saying, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
ठीक है, then we move ahead.
Trade-wise है सर.
Sorry?
मेरा जो इधर का वर्कशॉप अपना है, it is all trade-wise. Yeah, I think you have shown it. It is there.
We will get to cadre next. This is just for structure creation. We'll tackle it in seniority and cadre creation, whether it is trade wise or shop wise. I know, right?
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
all right, this is the link for cadre management, and this will be shown to you like this. Currently, we'll be showing you only the blue links that have been developed and deployed. All the black links are still under development and will be shown to you shortly. Right. First thing is, first you have to attend to is cadre. This is the cadre controlling level. This screen is only for headquarter. Here we are having two options: either to declare the cadre or modify. Modify ka we had given. I'm still. I think South Central had modified some of the cadres, but one very important thing is before declaring cadre level, I'll advise concerned cadre dealers in the headquarter to talk to their counterparts in all the units, all construction units, workshops, headquarters, divisions, and understand which grade of which department and sub department is being managed where. This is very important because once you declare a cadre controlling level, it will be open for all to create their cadre IDs. And once cadre IDs are being created, and at a later stage, you decide that, oh, I have done a mistake and it is not like that, it is not zonal, it is sub-zonal, or it is joint control, then we will give you option to modify it, but it will be a very tedious task for you because whichever division have already created their cadre IDs, that will be marked inactive. It will be stopped being shown to them. Suddenly, everybody will be in chaos. Why? What has happened? So, before declaring your cadre controlling event, be very sure that this is the actual practice that is being handled. I'll give you just one example. For example, if you declare that civil engineering track maintainer is joint control, that level 4 is being here and level 2 3 is being maintained at field level, and individual fields create their cadre IDs, and later at a later date you say no, it was a mistake, everything was being done at a field level, then whatever 100 200 odd cadre IDs that individual divisions have created and mapped employees to their seniority, everything has to be deactivated and fresh 200 cadre IDs have to be created. So again, my humble request: be very sure at the time of declaring. Obviously, as per operational requirement, you might be required to change. For example, as on date, welfare inspector level 7 across divisions is being controlled by headquarter. At a later date, PCP office might decide that we are decentralizing and even level 7 be maintained by units. So that is a policy change that you have taken at headquarter level. For that, we will give you the option. Again, it will require humongous task, but that we will allow. But since you are entering and most of these things are very complicated, just be very focused how you're entering, right? So this is a common interface completion status that will show you how to do the entries. I'll show you some of the testing we have already done, some which we have not done. I'll show that to you. First thing is you select the, we'll see which has not been done. Accounts. So this is how it will be shown. Whatever cadres we had populated it over here. So you are being shown two options: zonal and joint control. If you find there are certain cadre codes which are not over here, you let us know. Even if you have accepted and finalized it, we'll give you the option appended over here, whichever has not been finalized, and we'll add it later. You can declare the control and submit, and it will start reflecting in the individual units. As I told you, zonal zone acha, I'll explain. These are zonal and joint control. If a cadre is completely managed by zone, this option has to be clicked. Zonal. For example, instructor. Instructor, if you assume that there are no divisional posts and all posts are being managed by zones, deputy CPO coordination is doing their transfers, posting, and promotion, then it has to be a zonal. If there is a cadre for which there is a joint control, you will be advised to select only those hierarchy here which are being controlled by zone. For example, if had it been a welfare inspector, you know that level 7 is being controlled by zone, you select only level 7 and leave others unchecked. If there is a cadre, for example, it's a clerk cadre, right? It's a normal ministerial, junior clerk, senior clerk. So here what happens is that your zone as a unit is having their own seniority, divisions as a unit are having their own seniority. So if you leave both these unchecked, you are not selecting any option. So this cadre will start reflecting in zone, in division, and unit. So every zone as a unit will be creating their own cadre IDs, right? So if you are selecting a zonal, zone is creating for all. If you are not selecting anything, then every unit, zone is creating for itself and divisions are creating for themselves, right? And if you are controlling a joint, then you are just indicating the level for which you want to create. For example, we'll take joint for level 7 in Chief OS. We'll try to replicate how it is working for Chief OS in personal department in South Central Railway. So I'll walk you through that example. So as far as my understanding, Chief OS grade is being headquarter controlled or Guntakal control or Vijayawada control. So for that, you select level 7 as zonal control and you leave them unchecked. So zone, that is SCR headquarter, will be able to create its own junior clerk post, its own senior clerk post, own OS post, will be able to map employees to that seniority, and other units will also be able to do this. But for Chief OS, it will be an integrated seniority, right? So after you have done this, you can submit your control level. Now there might be an option where nothing is zonal and nothing is joint control, and every zone as well as division and units are creating their own cadre. In that, you need not check anything. There is a button, no cadres maintained at zonal level. You click that, the entire cadre will be open to zone, workshop, division, and everybody will be creating their own cadre ID. It will be a seniority list that will be assigned to only that particular unit. Nobody will be controlling anybody else. I hope it is clear. Right. So I again will be submitting. Cadre controlling level again is a two-step process. Headquarter approving authority, maybe SPO cadre or deputy CPO coordination, will be defining cadres for all departments and all sub-departments, and it has to be approved by unit admin. Unit admin can go to approve cadre controlling level. Whatever has been sent for approval will start reflecting over here. You just select that. You have this option, and you submit. I think again they have made some changes. I
Sir,
really
now,
show.
sir,
Sorry.
sorry to interrupt.
हाँ,
ये जो headquarter control and joint control है,
right.
dual.
हाँ,
Now,
हाँ,
for instance, now seniority list of OS,
right.
that will be a common seniority for promotions to chief OS, no?
See, for promotions के लिए consolidation of cadre IDs will be handled in ABC. As of now, what we are asking you to do is to generate your cadre IDs over which you only control and map your seniority list to those cadre IDs. If you are talking about Chief OS in headquarter area, Chief OS cadre ID will be created by headquarter, and the integrated current chief OS seniority list will be mapped to it. What you are saying is for the promotion from OS to chief OS, that will be taken care of in ABC module that will be launching. Right?
So right now that is not an issue.
Huh. Right now, we are asking you to map only what is existing in the field. What are the cadres, who is the controlling authority, and who is in the seniority list. Right. So ideally, again, I'll just show there at the time of display, certain bugs might come because again they had in the morning they had deployed something, but in the ministerial whatever joint you will be declaring, it will be indicating the levels over here. So once you approve, that will start reflecting in the approved cadre list. Once cadre controlling level has been created, then first step, now from here on, steps are common for all the units, whether you are division, workshop, or headquarter. First is you have to go to this. It will not be available to him. Roles. First thing is you have to assign specific roles to the dealing clerk, verifying authority, and AA. Unit admin has been given this power to assign roles to all the users. For cadre, specifically for cadre modules, we have created cadre dealing clerk, that is CDC role, cadre verifying authority, that might be chief OS, CVA role, and cadre approving authority, that might be APO or DPO. Unit admin is senior DPO or WPO. Right. One thing people might get confused, that we have shown all the links to everyone, but only who has been authorized to access those links will be allowed to access. Right. Otherwise, I'll just show. You will be shown this message. So cadre creation will be done by CDC, cadre verification will be done by CVA. Again, all these details we have entered into the manual. So just ensure that you are having the correct role at the time of creation. If you are not being shown here, create cadre ID, that means you are not the dealing clerk. Only the dealing clerk will be shown create new cadre ID in the management. So whenever you want to create a fresh cadre ID, you just go to create new ID, select the department, whatever you want to create. For example, you want to create operating. If sub-department, in case of division, if you want to get TRS, CNW, whatever, you can select cadre code. These are the entire cadre code that have been shown, and as per the declaration that have been made by zonal headquarter. For example, they have declared this as a zonal, so only zonal can create. Since we have logged in through zonal, they can create this ID. Nothing is mentioned in front of cabinman, so cabinman can be created both. This will be reflected in both zonal, workshop, as well as division. If it is existing in your unit, you select this and start creating it. Right. So we'll select this clerk joint control. We have already created zone as a unit. Just a second, I'll just see that. Okay. For example, if you want to create a clerical, since other things we have already tested now, that is I'm not going into clerk because the system will not allow us. So just assume as if we are creating the cadre of clerk, cipher operator. So here we are getting 4 options. I'll explain you all options one by one. Right. See, cipher operator here is joint control. First is zone wise, second is subzonal wise, zone as a unit, multi-cadre. So at the time the cadre is being created by a zonal cadre dealing clerk. If you select as a zone wise, again, this joint control, whichever level has been indicated, it will be set. See here, if you see this column, at the time of cadre controlling level, we had declared that pay level 7, that is cipher inspector, is the grade that is being controlled by zone. Other grades are being controlled by respective divisional workshop. So when as a zone we are creating this cadre, we can edit only this level 7. Others are frozen for us. We cannot create cadre if we are creating as a zone wise. But if we create as a zone as a unit, then we'll be able to create these. So once we'll be creating a zone as a unit, this is the cadre ID for which we'll be having our separate seniority cadre ID for specific to zone, but specific for zonal headquarter. And if we are creating this as a zonal, which is zonal control, this will be common for all. I hope it is making some sense. So I'll show you all the options. Please, if you'll be having any doubt, you just ask, because everything will be depending on this only. So now if I have selected zone as a unit, so I can edit these two, but I cannot edit this. So if I'm selecting this as a zone as a unit, you assume this is the interface that will be shown to division or workshop when they'll be trying to create this cadre. So they'll be able to create only level 5 and level 6. They will not be able to create level 7 because this has been declared as zonal. For example, if you assume this being the ministerial cadre, then you would have been able to create senior clerk, junior clerk OS for your unit, but headquarter only will create level 7, that is chief OS, right? Now we'll come to the scenario that is existing in South Central Railway. In South Central Railway, this option, subzonal unit, subzonal wise, there are scenarios where a cadre has been segmented into different clusters, as is happening in case of ministerial staff in South Central Railway. Here, we are having, I think, 4 or 5 clusters. Cluster number 1 is headquarter plus Sikandrabad plus Hyderabad plus Lalagoda plus construction. Cluster number 2 is Guntakal plus Tirupati. Cluster number 3 is Vijayawada plus Rayanpadu. Cluster number 4 is Guntur. Cluster number 5 is Nanded. So for all these 5 clusters, level 7 chief OS is being managed separately and the seniority is being operated seniority. For example, chief OS seniority of Guntakal and Tirupati is combined. Chief OS for cluster 1, that is headquarter area, is combined, and Nanded is separate and Guntur is separate. To manage such scenarios, we have introduced a subzonal wise cadre, right? So once you select a subzonal, you create new, you enter HQ control. Once you create cluster, you have to assign who will be the cadre controlling authority for that cluster. For example, if you are forming cluster number 1, where there is headquarters Sikandrabad, Hyderabad, and Lalagoda, for all of them, it is being managed by PCP office in headquarters. So here you will be shown all the option. You just have to select South Central Railway headquarters and you proceed. Then this is the entire hierarchy of a particular cadre that we have entered into cadre code master table that will be shown to you. So we have clubbed them, which are the, as per grade pay, who are the supervisory, who are the artisans. This is the entire cadre name, individual designations, their pay level, whether they are safety or non-safety. Their hierarchy position is which is the topmost, then second, then third, as per promotional ABC. You have entered the medical classification, what are the intake quotas, and this has been defined in cadre controlling level. Here, what we want you to enter is designation. Now, what is designation? See, one of the burning issue that we have been facing in HRMS is that because of the previous text data entry at the time of creation of employee master, many designations, single designation in different variations have been entered into the system and have been created. Because of which, whenever we create a report, there are varying designations. Apart from that, separate zones and separate divisions are maintaining their book of sanctions and mentioning the same category as multiple designations, different designation, different units. Railway Board has been launching multiple drives at multiple times for standardization or designation. So here we are advising you to enter all the designations that you are using in your unit to describe this pay level. For example, if in your unit you are using assistant curator as to define your cipher inspector, you mention that. Many field units have started giving us feedback that uh, designations that you use in your normal manual posting orders are not visible over here. For one thing that I want to clarify here is that the designations that we are picking up here is the one that is being taken from the HRMS live data. So it might be possible that those designation in HRMS you are not using currently. That is why it is not being shown over here. So in case I'll advise, in case agar there is a designation that actually is being used in employee master and not being shown over here, then you can let us know. Otherwise, I think most of the designation we have put up the logic that based on the department and grade pay, we are picking up those designations. Second thing that we have been receiving feedback from unit is that in many cadres, either the medical classification is not proper. For example, if it is C1, somebody might say it is B1, B2, or A3, or DRQ, PQ, LDC percentage is not proper. You might say that you are showing 100% PQ, whereas there is 25% LDC element. We have created these based on the data that we could gather from IREM or Railway Board manuals. It might be possible that our data might not be correct, or it might, because there are certain provisions wherein board have issued directions to zonal railways to define these quota as per their convenience in very few cases. But in any case, wherever you feel for any cadre this medical classification or safety, non-safety, or intake percentage is shown as incorrect, you kindly note it down, consolidate it, and share it with us. We'll consolidate all these scenarios, and we'll come on the uniform ground. However, this data being incorrect in any case will not disturb your actual cadre ID creation. So kindly don't get blocked by this. You go on creating your cadre IDs as well as seniority mapping. This data we can at any time update in our backend master table, right? So as we have created this for cluster 1 for headquarter control post. So if everything has been checked, this will be submitted by DC. Again, now you have to create second cluster. Again, you reset this, you select operating, create new cadre ID, same combination, you select the same department, for example, personal, then you select, I think this we were doing, this since you have already created subzonal wise. Now, if we have created at least one cadre ID with one type, like zone wise or this subzonal wise, it will not let you go back a level up, that is zone wise. You can either create zone as a unit for lower hierarchy, but for same grade pay, if you have declared it to be a subzonal, you cannot select zone wise. System will not allow. In case you want, you come to a realization that the mistake has been committed, then all the cadre IDs that have been created has to be discarded, and then only this option will be made open, right? So now if you want to create a second cluster, again subzonal has to be selected. It will show you have already created headquarter control. Then you say, now second is Guntakal control. You select and you allow Guntakal division, right? Same. This is a searchable box that we have given. We'll say, okay, this is Inspector Civil. Submit, right? Same exercise. I'll just show it to you. Multiple designation can also be added. If you are using more than one designation, you just keep on adding. This is for us basically a data gathering exercise. Whatever designation you'll be adding, we'll be compiling them at the back end. And at one point of time, in discussion with Railway Board, we'll be standardizing all the designations so that it is a uniform designation across all Indian Railways. So whatever designation you will be adding, it will be helping us to do that exercise, right? So for example, cadre dealing clerk has entered all these information. So now these have to be verified. We unit admin, we don't need. So once CDC has entered, it will go to verifying authority. So whatever cadre IDs have been generated, submitted by cadre dealing clerk, will start showing over here. You will see all this. You have the option, if you find something is wrong, for example, you will say the designation in wrong, or if you say that it is not a subzonal wise, you reject all the cadre IDs. Cadre dealing clerk will be shown an option to discard those IDs and then either edit or discard as the need may be. Then they can again modify as per the requirement. So Chief OS from their end will be required to verify the cadre details. Once it is verified, it will start reflecting in the account of approving authority. So this will come over here. Right. So now if cadre dealing clerk will go to manage cadre IDs, cipher operator, he'll start seeing this. So this cadre has been created, right? So you can see all the cadres that have been created through this interface. Manage cadre, you just select the department, if required sub-department, whether if you want to go through all the cadre codes, otherwise whatever cadre IDs have been created to your unit will start reflecting over here. You can either select, once you select, you'll be shown all these details over here. One thing I request everybody to note down, this cadre code, this number that we are saying, it will be common for all across all units in Indian Railways, because this is being picked from master table which has been fed from the back end. This will describe the cadre code having a uniform attributes. This cadre ID, this number is unique to your unit only. From this number that I told you, we can derive it belongs to your unit, it belongs to this particular department, and whatever grade it's have. And once you open this, this is the cadre level ID. This displays that this is for pay level 7, right? So cadre ID is this. We'll consolidate this display so that in the detailed version you will be able to show cadre ID also. This you will be requiring at the time of updation of seniority list. So whenever you will be submitting the Excel file of seniority list for bulk data, you need to enter cadre ID, that is this number, and cadre level ID. This display 250 displays Chief OS level 7. 251 is OS level 6. So level ID is required to map seniority for that particular grade, right? So this is how we are going to create all the cadres. So whatever in head, acha, for all the sub-zonal cadres that are being clustered, it is mandatory those clusters have to be created by zonal cadre dealing clerk, and individual cluster will be allotted to that particular zone unit. For example, they only have to create headquarter control, Guntakal control, Vijayawada. Guntakal mein they have to allot Guntakal, Vijayawada. Once they approve and this all the cadre IDs have been created, so those which are headquarter controlled, for which headquarter has been assigned, will only be shown over here. For those which have been Guntakal has been made the cadre controlling unit, it will start reflecting in Guntakal only. So once they only can do the seniority mapping as well as BOS pinpointing, right? So for all the sub-zonal cadres, cadre dealing clerk at the zonal headquarter, you kindly talk to all the cadre dealing clerk in all the divisions and accordingly make the clusters and assign them to that respective unit. Secondly, kindly don't create clusters for the units for which somebody else is managing that cadre. For example, if you see in our example, we did not create Sikandrabad, we did not create Lalagoda, we did not create Hyderabad, because for them the cadre is being managed by headquarter. At the time of pinpointing, headquarter will indicate so and so posts are being managed in Sikandrabad, so their BOs will be updated, but cadre will be controlled by headquarter level. I know this might be complicated in terms of system, but this is what actually is being done in the field. So it should not be complicated in understanding, right? So this is how we are creating cadres. If zonal headquarter is okay, we'll shift to the screen of division to show what options will be shown to them. We can move ahead. Zonal headquarter, because I have received so many queries. I hope this is okay. Once you say okay, then only we'll go ahead. Headquarter people. I am assuming it is clear so that you will not be calling me, right? So this is the screen that will be shown to divisions at the time of creation of cadre ID. Again, they will only be able to create for those whose cadre controlling level has been defined by headquarter. If it has not been defined, you will be shown a message that cadre controlling level is yet to be finalized at headquarter level. For all those cadres which have been declared as zonal, you will be shown like this. You will not be able to select them as zone. Only will be required, will be allowed to pinpoint those posts as well as create their seniority list, right? So if it is a zonal like this, if like see in front of cabin man, neither it is written joint control, neither it is written zonal. That means cabin man can be created by division with divisional seniority list, as well as workshop with the seniority list limited to workshop employees, as well as headquarter with seniority list limited to headquarter, zonal headquarter, right? For division, now we are showing whether it is a division wise or subdivision wise. What are these? In case your cadre is like that, for which there is a pan division wise seniority. For example, operating chief OS, operating junior clerk, personal OS, personal junior clerk. The seniority is pan Sikandrabad division wise. So you have to select division wise. In case you're getting civil engineering, right? उसमें you are creating track one. Track maintainers we know are subdivision wise. So you have to select subdivision wise. Then you have to select what is the unit name. Now you, based on whatever seniorities you are, whatever sections you are maintaining, whatever ADN wise seniority you are maintaining, you click on new, and what is the section, right? Go ahead. These are the designations, again, level that you keep on entering. Submit, and it will be sent for verification. Same goes with division wise. For every subdivision, separate cadre ID will be generated. I hope it is clear.
So just one submission, sir.
Uh-huh.
Sir, for example, if Gutti is a station where there is PV unit as well as Gutti shed is there, and as well as other mechanical units are and electrical units are there, in that
Right.
scenario, how that ID will be created, sir?
Hey, for all those units, whether we are having a common seniority or separate seniority.
Sir, Gutti engineering unit is a separate seniority, sir, whereas mechanical Gutti shed is a separate seniority unit
Right.
again.
See, there are two things. First is a organization structure based at a station, and second is seniority based on department as well as sections. Right? If you are talking about Gutti, there might be a Gutti railway station,
Yes.
Gutti engineering section,
Yes.
Gutti shed.
Yes.
Okay. All three are different, belonging to different departments.
Correct.
Different employees or different seniorities are working there. However, at a same station, posts of different departments are operating, right? So there are two things. One is pinpointing of post, and second is mapping of seniority into cadre IDs. For every structure, we are generating cadre ID for a cadre. So if we are talking about supervisors of mechanical, that is JE and SSC, so unke liye there will be a separate cadre ID. For them, you can post them that he is working in shed, Gutti shed. Then similarly, we will be having a separate cadre ID for station master. For them, you can, at the time of pinpointing, you can indicate that this station master is working at Gutti station. Same goes with trackman 1, 2, 3, 4. You can indicate that trackman 1, trackman 2, JE track machine, all are working in Gutti section. So post pinpointing will be Gutti station based on the ORG unit, but everybody will be having their different cadre IDs.
Okay.
I hope it is clear.
Right, sir. Done. Thank you.
Done. So the rest of the process is same. Once you create the cadre, it goes to chief OS for verification. Then it goes to APO or DPO for approval. Once it has been approved, your cadre ID will be generated. I'll quickly log into the workshop interface. I'll just show you how it is. What are the options that we are showing to workshops? Okay, sorry. Cadre delete. So in the workshop, we are having two options. You might be having a cadre that is entire workshop wise. or you might be having a cadre that is shop wise, right? So in that, see, there are, I think, as per my knowledge, both the variations are existing in South Central. In Lalaguda, I think the seniority is shop wise, but in Tirupati and Rainpadu, I think it is trade wise. I'm audible, no? I think system is hanging. Yes. So again, it goes. Just like in the way of subdivisional and subzonal, you have to create subunit. Here it is shop, and you indicate whatever the seniority name, corrosion shop, trimming shop, whatever XYZ, and it goes the same way. You enter the designation. It might be technician 1, 2, 3, painter, and all, whatever it is. We have given you all the options. So this is if you are having a seniority shop wise. Now, if there is a case where seniority is trade wise, okay. So here we have given all the combinations along with trades. Okay, you take any one, for example, if you want to have supervisors in the fitter, if you are having trade wise seniority, you select that particular trade and you select workshop wise. So your seniority will be made workshop wise. Then you can go ahead. So in the workshop, either you can have seniority trade wise for that particular department or shop wise. We have catered to both the flavors. Workshop people, I think it is clear. If any other variation, kindly let us know.
Sir Anurag sir,
Chanduji.
in Rainbow workshop, assistant trade wise is there, seniority.
Okay, we currently, but what are the trades?
Actually, fitting, welding, machine like that.
Okay, in the cadre code, currently it is not showing.
Not showing.
We'll attach
only
trade
assistant
also.
is showing only one cadre.
Assistant के साथ will attach trades also. Then you can create the respective trade wise cadre.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this is the part of cadre ID creation, right? So this part you will manage, you will create, you will verify, you will accept, and from here you can see all the cadres for all the. Currently, I think it is open for all. We can see all the cadres for all divisions, all units, who has created what are the different levels that are existing, and so on and so forth. Now we'll go to seniority mapping. So this is the screen from where you will be creating the seniority as well as editing the seniority. If you will give us the seniority in the format from the backend, we'll upload. You will select the cadre and it will be shown over here only. So as of now, there is nobody's existing. We'll try to find out if somebody is existing in some of the data. Personal clerk, seat. Yeah. See, now we have given two options. I will just walk it down. Whenever cadre dealing clerk from their respective unit will try to create seniority list, first again they have to select the department. Whichever cadre IDs they have created will be shown in the drop down. So if there are 200 odd, there'll be 200 shown over here. If you want to select through cadre type, cadre code, or sub-department wise, you can always filter. Once you'll select, it will show all the details that these 4 hierarchies are being maintained at your unit. Cadre type for all of them is divisional. So this means that whatever seniority that you'll be creating will be confined to your unit. It will not be controlled by anyone. Updation status, if you have created any one of the seniority list, it will be shown as draft. If it has been approved, it will be shown as approved. First time, if you are creating through this interface and it is not being uploaded from backend, from action you will click this, and system will automatically populate these details for whom the designation and department and grade pay is matching with what you have entered at the time of creation of cadre id. At the time of creation, we had entered some of the designations as typist and junior clerk. So system has automatically shortlisted that for grade pay 6 for department personnel, जिसका भी designation typist है, उसने उठा के they have shown it to here. So this is the blank slate on which you have to work. You have to indicate, okay, iska date of entry into the scale is this. These are the data that we are picking up from master, employee master. So these are non-editable. If you find something is incorrect, you have to go back and correct it in employee master, which will be automatically updated over here. Here you have to indicate only 3 things. Date of entry into the scale. Some of the zones said that date of entry is different, but when they take charge and their effective date of seniority is different. So by default, we are copying, but if you want to change, it will be changed. After entering all the data, you just have to enter the seniority position, whatever you feel that is correct. Remarks are optional if you want to do. Currently, only basic validations we have entered into the system, that date of entry cannot be before date of appointment or date of birth. Only those. We are not at all comparing that why someone whose date of entry into the scale is after that, he is above somebody else. We are totally relying on the correctness of the data. That is why whatever you will be giving it to us, we will be showing you only in draft mode. Once you are satisfied with the data, you can confirm, then only it will be approved, right? So once after assigning seniority position, you will be doing save as draft. The system will auto sort them based on the seniority position. So these employees will be auto sorted. If you feel that, okay, we want to include, for example, if you are creating seniority list of group D assistant, and this has included only peons, and you said ki, okay, we want to include record sorters also, we have given you option that you indicate the pay level, and we'll show you all the available designations. You select those and they'll start searching. Okay, it will give you all those employees, you just tick them and they'll be added to this seniority list, right? We'll see if we are having any other. So we'll say this employee will be added over here. You enter his seniority position, you do auto sorting, it will do auto sorting. Apart from that, if you realize that one of the employee who is working some outside, but his lien is being maintained here, but system has not picked, or you want to modify based on some court case or medical decategorize, somebody is added, you select where to add him, you add plus, you enter his HRMS ID, system will automatically pick him, you enter the remarks and you submit. Right? Once you submit this for this level ID, this again seniority list, again this will go to Chief OS who will verify, and APO who will approve. Once it is approved, your chalo, I'll show you that also. So So this is a seniority list that was sent to for verification. This is yeah. Once the seniority list status is approved, then you have the option to publish the seniority list. So we have kept these processes separately. Anytime you can modify your seniority list, you can get it verified and approve it. Once the APO approves, that will be the latest updated provisional seniority list. But it is not mandatory that every time you are updating it, you have to publish. It is based on your discretion. Annually, you want to publish, 6 monthly, you want to publish, or for before any selection you want to publish, you will select that publish. A PDF, a sample, this is just a sample template. It will be generated. You will sign digitally, and for all on all the pages, this will be signed. We are generating a view interface wherein all the published seniority list can be seen by everyone. So approving we have kept as a provision that at the time of AVC for promotions, once you will be updating your seniority list, only those updated seniority lists will be utilized for identification of zone of consideration. Right? I hope seniority. This was everything regarding seniority.
Anurag sir, good evening. Ravi Kumar sir.
Ravi ji, बताइए.
Sir, actually, when you are selecting this cadre ID, system is automatically populating the names, no sir?
Yes.
We are not getting it, sir. We are entering each ID actually separately. How we should get it, sir?
You have already created cadre IDs for which department?
For all the departments we created, sir. Actually, what our people are doing is they are trying to enter each name by using the HRMS ID.
I will advise, don't do that hard work. You just created. I have already shared an Excel format with Deputy CPO coordination. I'll share with everyone in the group. You enter your cadre ID as well as level ID. You share the Excel sheets. We'll be uploading those seniority lists.
So what you are showing us now has already been updated from the backend.
No. This we have, see, in some cases, if your designation is matching with whatever you have indicated at the time of cadre ID, system is automatically. In case it is not picking, but still there is an option of adding one by one or mass upload.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So one by one, we ourselves don't want everyone to do, because it's a kind of donkey work of entering 700, 600 people. This might not be more and very tedious. And I think in most of the divisions, we are already maintaining the seniority list in Excels.
Yes.
So you just have to enter the cadre ID, cadre level ID as well as HRMS ID. You enter those details, you share the Excel with us, we'll upload and we'll show you as draft.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
So that will save us so much effort and time for you.
Definitely. Right? Thank you, sir. Thank you.
For Southeastern Railway, we have done like this only, and they have uploaded the seniority list for close to 34,000 employees in the entire zone. So we can do with the SCR also. The same.
We will do that, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So seniority part is over. I hope this was one of the simplest things. So I don't think there should be any issue. Still, if you are having any doubt, you can always discuss. Now comes the third part, that is pinpointing of post. Creation of BOS. So for all the cadre IDC, pinpointing of posts and creation of BOS is parallel process along with seniority creation. I'm again saying, if you have already created cadre ID, you have the seniority list, at least focus on that and you update that. Because I know the practical problem, pinpointing has not been done in many of the cadres and many of the divisions. I think in most of the, and whatever has been done, it is mostly outdated. For example, it might have done 5 years back for, say, TT or TE for commercial. And after that, some of the posts might have been transferred temporarily or permanently, but they have not been updated. So this might require some of the effort from your end. So don't wait for uploading of seniority till your pinpointing is done, because that might take time. I agree. But I'll show you the process how to do. So you select the cadre ID that wants to be pinpointed. If you'll upload the mass data, you will be automatically shown the data that you have given. Otherwise, if you want to do freshly from here, यहाँ पे from this interface you will be doing. So for whatever ORG units that you have created, they will be now used here. Now there are two things that have to be taken care of. One is ORG units that are independent, and then there are subunits. In the detailed manual, we have indicated a table which are the units and which are the subunits. For all those departments or shops which are not existing independent, there are not separate, monetary or certain powers that have been delegated, we have assigned them as subunit. Otherwise, like sheds, railway station, they are existing independently in terms of functionalities. We have treated them as ORG unit, which falls in which we will be explained in the detailed manual. There is a table given. You can always refer. Otherwise, we have given you the search option. So in ORG unit, there will always be a primary. Primary will be like SC division, Vijayawada. These are the divisions. Apart from that, there are also like, for example, if we are pinpointing this personal ka post in headquarter office, you select SCR and then you select personal. So chief OS post for SCR headquarter is operating in SCR headquarter personal. There are 3 posts of permanent nature, 1 post of temporary, no work charge, no supernumerary. So this is one row, one pinpointing. Then if you are saying ki level 7 posts are being operated somewhere else also, you add it, you select, okay, I am having in Central Hospital also, Lalagoda Central Hospital. Or since if it is an independent unit, you will not be required to select subunit. You just indicate the number of posts. Okay, so this is the breakup. So this is automatically, you keep on pinpointing for all the cadres. For had it been a station master cadre level 7 SS, you just indicate the railway station, Kazipet, 2 posts, Sikandrabad, 5 posts, Villampalli, 1 post. You keep on adding rows and rows, and this will be your pinpointing. So at one go, you have to do pinpointing for all the grades of a cadre which are under your control. Had it been a jointly controlled cadre, for example, if I'll show you this. We created a person operating cipher. So cipher operator, which we created level 7, which is being controlled by zone. This is a headquarter controlled. So they will say this is Sikandrabad division. Now, one thing that has to be taken care of by headquarter people at the time of pinpointing for zonal controlled post, assume this is personal department chief OS post that they are pinpointing. So if this is chief OS level 7, this is headquarter controlled. Now they will select Sikandrabad. They will say 23 posts of chief OS permanent nature, 11 posts of temporary are of total 34 posts of chief OS of Sikandrabad, right? Then they will select Hyderabad. Again, certain number of posts. Then they'll say Lalagoda workshop. So they will do only for those which they are controlling. Once they'll submit and once this is verified in their BOS, in Sikandrabad, in Hyderabad and Lalagoda, these posts will be shown and detailed pinpointing they will be required to do. So Sikandrabad will be required to indicate that these 23 or 34 posts are being operated, whether it's senior DPO office or diesel shed, wherever they want to indicate, they can indicate. Right? If the posts are under your control, you have to do the precise pinpointing. If it is somebody else's, you are just maintaining the cadre, you have to indicate so that it will be reflected in their BOS. I hope this point is clear. Same will go at the time when Guntakal is pinpointing for chief OS. They have to indicate that 21 posts they are controlling of chief OS for themselves. they'll indicate senior DP office over here as a subunit, and for post they will select as Tirupati. It will start reflecting in BOS update sanction post of Tirupati, and then Tirupati can select it is being operated in WP office. I hope this point is clear. So this is the pinpointing that everybody will be required to do for all the cadre IDs that you have created. Once you'll one department at a time, you can go on submitting. Your BOS summary will always be available, but your BOS pinpointing will be shown pending unless all cadre IDs that you have created have been pinpointed. This information is very, very sacrosanct and very important for us for pinpointing, because we are planning to modify the transfer module, and unless until it will be indicated which post is being operated at where, we will not be able to bind an employee to that post. So wherever pinpointing has not been done as of now, most of the department might not have done, you at least start groundwork of your this, because once posts are bound, we'll be giving you the options later for transfer of posts, redistribution and all. So if you want at the time of promotion, you want to transfer one chief US post from one unit to other, one station master post from one unit to other, first you will have to transfer those posts as per pinpointing, and then you can do the promotions. So this was all regarding the demo of the cadre module. We had seen organization structure, cadre ID creation, seniority list creation, as well as pinpointing of post. Any questions can now be raised. I think PCP office has raised some issues. They have raised a hand. Not audible, not audible.
Good evening, sir.
Uh-huh.
Sir, for pinpointing the posts, some of the divisions, what are all the transfers that was taken place earlier, that they are not reflecting in the BOS, sir.
No, see, BOS, see, at one point of time, we have to take this as a starting. See, opening balance has to be accepted. For example, if we are feeding today, we have to assume that till yesterday it has been, that is the current status. Because once you will finalize, once BOS is frozen, any updation in post will be done through system only. We are not giving any provision that manually you can tinker with the data. That now earlier we declared 25 posts in Sikandrabad station, now it is actually 24 and one post is in Nampalli. So manually from backend we'll go and we'll change. We are not giving any option. Transfer of posts and any attribute variation will be done through system only. So wherever you are doing pinpointing and finalizing the data, kindly ensure that that is the correct, because in any case I think all the pinpointing must have been outdated. That is my assumption. If you are updated, that is well and good.
While transferring the staff, sir, on promotion, to accommodate the employees on the same division, some of the posts were transferred very recently, sir, to other divisions.
Okay, so you update the updated BOS, no?
So, but to that extent, the division has to reduce their BOS.
Uh-huh. Accordingly, you update.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question? I am assuming my class has been very successful. No questions.
सर
हाँ हाँ मैडम.
अच्छा है आपका क्लास तो अच्छा था. Now we start fighting with the module now.
Done. Any issues that you are facing? For example, Chandu ji raised that regarding that assistant trade wise. all such data issues that are present in your unit but system is not showing, you just let us know.
Okay.
And other issues that I told, like designation is mismatching, or medical classification, or quota, if it is mismatching, you just consolidate, because that is not hampering your progress. You can just go on and you prepare the list and you share with us. We'll consult with board as well as other division. We'll standardize it. No issues.
There are certain general administration posts, sir. For example, stenographer. The stenographer post will be controlled by us, who are working in the area. But whether they will be shown in the department's cadre or in the general cadre.
Stenographer, we have, I think, integrated under personal department only. You can create as well as maps and at the time of pinpointing, you can either strike your post with the PCP of your post with PCME. At the time of pinpointing, you can show the post, but data as well as not.
Right. So it will not be duplication. I mean, HRMS cadre or HRMS cadre, they need
only for that department who is controlling. Had this stenographer been controlled by AGM office, you would have created under admin being controlled by AGM. If PCP office is controlling, you control under you create under personal with deputy CPO or SPO as controlling, and pinpointing a time पे you just indicate the post where they are being operated.
Right.
सर हमारा वर्कशॉप का सुपरवाइजर्स का कैडर आईडी नहीं है सर. कैडर कोड.
Supervisor trade by any particular trade?
No. It is common, no sir. JE and SSCs हमारा common है ना.
But supervisors we had given. I'll still check with the live data that is being operated.
Sir,
If नहीं होगा, we'll add.
सर इवन ये असिस्टेंट वर्कशॉप है ना सर, इलेक्ट्रिकल में असिस्टेंट वर्कशॉप नहीं है सर. TL एंड AC है.
एक जगह you just jot it down. मेरे को एक बार I'll cross check.
Yes sir.
That is good.
सर गुड इवनिंग सर.
हाँ.
सर अगर इसका एनी टेक्निकल फ्लो कुछ मिला रहता तो डॉक्यूमेंट तो अच्छा रहता.
I'll share. I have already prepared. I have shared. It's in draft stage. If you feel any improvement has to be made, kindly share that feedback also. We'll make it as exhaustive as possible. We are preparing certain flowcharts also, bird's eye view, single page leaflet kind of thing to help you people. I'll share whatever documents we have prepared as of now.
Sir, another thing. Now we are entering BOS, sir.
Uh-huh.
We are facing one difficulty. At dealing clerk level, feeding is submitted. But whereas at no level it is showing for accepting authority or verification authority.
ठीक है. Individual cases I'll get in touch. Abhi I have just explained the logic so that everybody is on common page how to create these things and what are the options that have to be entered. Individual, any issue that you are facing, we can get in touch and we'll sort it out.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So I hope it is clear with everyone, and so nice to see old faces.
Yes sir.
So I'll share the documentation with everyone. Thank you, everyone.
And people are more cheered up after seeing you.
Same here. Meaning is mutual.
Nice seeing you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Same here.
Sir, your lecture, whatever you are giving since 14:30, so that's also if it is recorded and shared. That also.
I'll share. Unfortunately I forgot to record that, but we have scheduled training sessions for many zones during next week. So one of the sessions that we'll record and we'll upload on. We'll give the link on HRMS website itself, so anybody can access. Right.
Right, sir. Thank you.
So thank you everyone for attending, and any issues that you are having, you can just get in touch with me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.